Welcome to QZenith video tutorials. Hi guys, hope you're doing great, and in this video we will learn about how we can assign IP address and network configuration in Parrot operating system. So let's get started. Now, before even getting into the network configuration, let us see how we can verify the interfaces and the IP address assigned to our network interface card. So I'm going to just click on my terminal, mate, Control-Shift to enlarge the font size. ifconfig, hit enter just to verify the name of the interface. There we can see that 10.10.1.99, this is the IP address assigned by the internal DHCP server of this VMware workstation. So that means this is dynamically or automatically assigned to this specific Parrot operating system. So this ifconfig is the obsolete command. Nowadays, you can use ipaddr show and then hit enter. It shows you the interfaces, the loopback interface as well as the ENS33, which is again the interface where the IP address is automatically assigned by the internal DHCP server of this VMware workstation. So if you only wanted to see this specific interface IP or interface information or interface details, you can type ipaddr show and the name of the interface just to make sure to see only the ENS33 interface details. And you can also type it in abbreviated format, so it's going to be IPA and then hit enter, the same thing as typing IP space ADDR show. So when we do ipaddr show, it shows you the interface information in details. What if I say I only wanted to see the IP version 4 details on that specific interface? So you can do IP-4 space A and then hit enter. It only shows you the IP version 4 on the multiple interfaces. If you wanted to verify on specific interface, you can type IP space -4 space A and followed by the name of the interface and then hit enter. Now you can see that it doesn't work like that. So I would say IP-4 address and then show ENS33, hit enter. Now you can see it only shows you the IP version 4 details of that specific interface. The same goes for IP version 6. So you can do IP-6 and then A to view all the interfaces IP version 6 details. And if you wanted to view the specific interface IP version 6 address, you can do the same as IP space -6 and then ADDR show ENS33 and then hit enter. There you can see that it's the IP version 6 address details. And we can also see the routing table over here in this specific Linux system. So to view the routing table of this Linux machine, you can type IP root and then hit enter. That gives you the default root information with the metric value as well. So this is how you can verify routing table details of a Linux system, or you can say of this Parrot operating system. If you have any kind of wireless Wi-Fi interface connected to your Parrot operating system, you can run the command ipaddr show and then followed by the name of the wireless LAN interface name. So it's going to be WLAN0 and then hit enter. In my case, there is no wireless adapter connected to this specific operating system, so I don't have any kind of wireless network interface card connected to this Parrot operating system. But if you wanted to figure out the name of the wireless interface, you can always type IPA or ifconfig just to make sure that it shows all the available interface in this specific operating system. So these are the well-known networking verification commands that can help you to get the interface information. Now let us see how we can assign IP address in our interface manually. So you can see that the IP address currently assigned to this interface is by the DHCP server, and it has got 99 assigned to it. So I can change this to my desired IP address. So what you can do is you can always come to this network icon, right click on it, click on configure network settings. So I'm going to just expand, and it is already selected to Wi-Fi and networking, and then we have got the wired connection one. And then for manual IP address configuration, you can just click on IP version 4. So you can see that it's defined manually. Okay, so that means I have assigned IP address manually in the system. What if I wanted the internal DHCP server to assign the IP address to this specific machine? So just click on over here, click on automatic. So that means the IP address is going to be automatically assigned by the internal DHCP server of this VMware Workstation Pro. And then you've got the DNS information. So there we have assigned it manually. So now I can just click on apply, and then I'm going to just click on close, and let's see if the IP address has been changed. So ifconfig. Now you can see that the IP address is not changed. So to make it into effect, I'm going to reboot the system. So reboot and then hit enter. The system is going to reboot. Let us wait for a while. Takes you to the login page. Type in the password, hit enter. So now the system is up and running. Let us verify the IP address. Click on the main terminal and enlarge the font size by holding Ctrl Shift and tapping the plus sign, and then ifconfig, hit enter. Now you can see 10.10.1.59. This IP address is automatically assigned by the internal DHCP server of this VMware Workstation Pro. Else, if you wanted to assign manually, we can always go back to your network configuration settings. Just click on configure network connections, and Wi-Fi and networking, wired connection, over there IP version 4, and you can see that you can just click on manual, the DNS server information, and if you wanted to add IP address, so you can just click on add, and then you can type in 10.10.1. let's say 79, and the net mask 255.255.255.0, gateway 10.10.1.2, and that is it. And then just click on apply, and it's been applied. So I'm going to just click on close, and then let us verify ifconfig, hit enter. It's still showing 59, and reboot it. And now we're going to verify it again that the IP address 10.10.1.79, which is again configured manually, should be assigned successfully to the system. So log into the system, type in the password, and then open up the terminal mate, enlarge the font size, ifconfig, and hit enter. There you can see the IP address is changed successfully and is assigned with the manual IP address that we wanted to be assigned with. So this is one way to assign IP address in your Parrot operating system. If you wanted to use network module, there's another method as well. So I'm going to show you. So sudo su login as root, QZenith, hit enter. Now you're logged in as root. I'm going to clear the screen, and then you can type nmtui and then hit enter. So here is the network manager TUI. You can edit a connection, you can activate a connection. So first of all, let us edit an existing connection. So hit enter, and there we have got the wire connection. Just select it and then press the right arrow key So you can edit it because we already have got the network interface card. So I'm going to hit enter. There you can see the profile name as wired connection. So this is the profile name. And if you wanted to change the IP address, you can always press the down arrow key and down, down, down. Now you can assign it as manual. If you wanted to change to DHCP, you can hit enter. You can see that whether you wanted to assign IP address automatically or link local or manual. So I'm going to choose the manual way, hit enter, and you can change the IP address to 55. So that's the IP address that I wanted to assign to this interface. The default gateway is already been assigned. It's 10.10.1.2. The DNS server is already been assigned. If you wanted to change, you can change. Now hit down arrow key, okay? And IP version 6 configuration shows you automatic. Hit down arrow key, automatically connect, okay? Available to all users. That's okay, totally fine. And then down arrow key, that's okay button. And when it's highlighted over here, you can just hit enter. And after doing so, you can go back because we already have edited the connection. So right and then down, down, and then down to go back to the main menu. And then it can always say activate a connection. So hit down and then hit enter, and you can see that it's already been activated. There you can see it's marked with asterisk, and you can see that you can now deactivate. But I don't want this to be deactivated. So hit right and then hit down arrow and then hit enter to go back to the main menu, and then down, 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 and then hit enter to quit. Now ifconfig to verify, showing you 79 and we have assigned it to 55. So let us reboot the system again. Hit enter and the system is going to boot up again and log in as QZenith and then hit enter. So the system is successfully booted. Just click on to open up the main terminal, Control Shift plus plus to enlarge the font size, ifconfig, hit enter. Now you can see that IP address is assigned successfully. So this is how you can assign IP address. I have showed you two different ways to assign IP address, whether you wanted to assign through DHCP server or whether you wanted to assign manually. And one more way is there that you can assign IP address through command line interface using network module command line interface. And I'm going to add those commands in the description and you can follow. Then you will have 3 ways to assign IP address to your Parrot operating system. This is it in this video. Hope it was informative for you. I will see you on my next video. Thank you for watching.